Hey guys, Sarah here. Welcome back to another awesome LEGO City update. I'm super pumped because I'm loving my city layout right now, and this is probably the first time I've been able to say that because I've finally decided to just kind of go with my gut feeling and build the city as I would like to have it, not what I think it should be. So I have a super small city and I've decided to add back in that train. We have an elevated train track. I'm going to show you what we're doing with the train track in the city. We've gone ahead and we've motorized this tram from set number 60097. It's an older LEGO City themed set. I think it's called the City Square, and this is really cute going around the track. However, a little sticky, but I'll show you all about that. I also have some fantastic little alt build mocks by the LEGO Artisan, but we're going to save those for another video. These are just too cute to kind of mix in on their own, but there's some really fun little market stands that you can kind of get a hint of here in the picture, so look for that video really soon. What are we doing? I feel like there's so much. We had such a busy week. I had so many pieces delivered from Slovenia for Mills plates. If you missed that update, go back and check it out. I got cheap Mills pieces all the way from Slovenia in 4 days when my LEGO warehouse orders are still in warehouse. So I'm super excited. So we had 2,000 4x4 green plates, 2,000 2x2 bricks, and I made a ton of Mills plates just so I could set up the layout and not show you guys like a lot of white space on the table. What else are we gonna go over? Water. We have a lot more water we've added to the city. So we got Mills plates, we got water, we've got tracks, we've got a motorized tram. And if you guys like the crocodile train and want to see that motorized, we just published a video a couple days ago showing the crocodile train going around our train track as well. So I'll put that in a link at the end of this video. It's super cool. Now you guys know I have a train layout underneath the table. We're not going to cover that today. I'm still working on getting 2 or 3 track lines going so we can run 2 or 3 trains at the same time. And I have 3 new train stations that I have built. One of them you'll see in the city layout, and 2 are going to be underneath the table, so we'll show you those soon. Yeah, I think that's it. It sounds like a lot. I think I spent all weekend working on the city, just doing kind of foundational things, so there's not a lot of details. In fact, these are some of the details, but I'm really not ready to put them in yet, and there's not a ton of buildings, so we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. So guys, let's get started. All right, so let's start with the motorized tram here. Yep, 60097. So it's a really cute addition to a LEGO City. I've seen it on a monorail track before powered up, but I've not seen it in too many videos on a regular track. We did find a YouTube video on how to convert it, and Mr. Bins and Bricks followed it to some extent, but it needed some modifications when we went to actually try it out. And they did show the track on the tabletop. So what I'm thinking with this tram is it's a little sticky on the tracks, is that it needs a lot of support under the elevations, and since we're still sort of finalizing our track, we don't have as many supports in place. But as you can see, we repurposed one of the cars for the battery box, and we probably should take off the tram wheels and put another set of train wheels on, but it does elevate the battery box to a level where we would then need to alter the ceiling as well. So as you can see, the cable is going through here, and we took off the train part from our second passenger train that we're not using, the train wheels, and we've got them going here. And we were able to scoot some seats back on top, but we did need to remove some extra pieces because we noticed a lot of rubbing going on. And again, that might be because it's not on a completely flat supported surface. It may run much better like that, but again, we have an elevated track, as you can see in the city. So hopefully as we get the supports in place, it will run a little better. So let's power it up and see what it looks like. Gee, let's shut this down. So actually I've got it on, okay. We shut this down, and what I've actually hooked it up to is the hub for the cargo. We designated it on the Powered Up app as the cargo train. Let's see, so it's under this one right here, and we are gonna power it up. I've noticed that it actually needs to run faster to get going. Oh, we're going the wrong way. Come on now. Come on. Okay, so as you can see, it's probably gonna get a little sticky around the corners. There's not a lot of supports back there, but it is running nicely around the track. It does get a little sticky in that corner, but the faster I have the train goes, the easier it takes the corner. So it's not the greatest motorized vehicle, but I think it does the trick and looks nice. I like these smaller size, so that is really fun just to have running around the city. The passenger train, you can see it gets a little sticky back there. The passenger train does a much better job on these supports than this one does, but I'm still pleased with the result for not putting a whole lot of effort into the modification of it. So you may have noticed that my train tracks are actually pretty thick because they are a double track. We thought that would look pretty cool and add more support to the city. And again, when you're working with a Lego city that's on a smaller side, you can actually do a lot more detail work because you have to buy less parts and pieces, even though this is obviously piece intensive and there is a cost associated with that. I don't have a gigantic city with 10, 20 tables worth to do, so you can kind of play around with a little bit more fun of a design that way. And so I did put the masonry bricks in here, so I don't know whether to go with the light blue gray or the dark blue gray. So let's go take a look at the light blue gray and at the pillar designs I've come up with. I think I might use this style through the water area, but I want to do something different on the ground level. If you look over here, we've got light blue gray going on and we have dark blue gray because we simply did not have a lot of either to fully do the track. So I'm asking you, what do you guys think? Light blue gray in between the train tracks or dark blue gray? And then for the pillars, I'm actually doing this sort of stone look with an arch at the top. I might make it higher though. This is only 10 bricks tall, and I think we probably should go up to 12. I do want to add some snot bricks so that we can get some fun details like that signage there on some of the different pillars, just to make it look a little bit more unexpected, a little bit more like, you know, flyers pinned up that people went by and hung up to advertise their shows or stores or things like that. So this would be a great area to do that because we're gonna have a lot of fun scenes set up. You might also notice that I changed up the entire boardwalk design as well. I felt like once I removed the modulars that were more traditional looking, I needed to come up with sort of an edgier, less traditional boardwalk guardrail fencing design. Even the tiles, I have them going in a different direction, and I really want to make use of all of these video tiles that I have just kind of sitting in drawers. I might as well get them out and use them, and I like the idea of creating a bit more of a colorful, a little bit edgier type of city design, and I think these video tiles really add to that and give it, you know, just kind of a fun look with the jumper plates underneath them. I've got some of them slanted and going in a different direction. And then I still have some available studs there on those modified tiles to add anything else that might pop up over the course of my Lego collecting journey. Here's the Shrimp Shack bow. I do love the Shrimp Shack bow and the hidden side Shrimp Shack. I think it is just fantastic with these extra little 3D signs. Love that in the city, absolutely love it. Love it so much that we decided to give the Shrimp Shack Shrimp Shack restaurant a bit more water. So let's take a look at that. I hadn't planned on having any water go behind the Shrimp Shack area, but I just thought it really needed it. It really needed you know, more water flowing behind it because it is a seafood restaurant, I'm presuming anyway. I did continue the boardwalk through there and around with the video tiles, so we always have those little unexpected details, and I continued the water tiling all through there. So we've added extra water to the city that we did not have in the last video. I also tried to do some detailing of bits and pieces around here. I changed out the tiling in here so it had more of a sandy look and added more rocks and things. We need to do something right there. And then we continued it, you know, kind of around with the boardwalk, but we actually also increased the water quite a bit in this area as well. It actually cut off about here in the last video. Of course, this will be the Ninjago City Gardens when we finish building it. It's about I'd say at this point we're about 2/3 of the way, so that'll be cool. So we actually just recently extended it even more because one of the goals for my video was to try to lay down plates and Mills plates over the whole table to get an idea of layout, and we found some funky sizes that didn't seem to work out all that well for us, so I thought, let's bump out the water instead. So I do need to go through and tile this one up. We're waiting for transwood tiles, but those are coming from Slovenia. I actually used 2,000 tiles this past weekend. All of this area here and a little bit of the shrimp shack, 2,000 tiles gone in like, I don't know, an hour. So I've got another 1,000 on the way to take up these areas and account for just anything else that might happen in the city. I do have this gap area here. I do need some more 8x16 base plates, which are a little bit more unusual to find. I used up about the 20 that I had, but I could use a couple more. And I may do water here, or I may do some sort of mock to go along with the city gardens. But that really increases our water a ton. So I don't think we covered the fact that the cat ate through the motor connection for the Ferris wheel, so we can't actually get it going for you. As you can see, she found her way over. We're going to need to come up with some sort of fancy solution for that, but I'm hoping once it's surrounded by buildings, she really won't have anywhere to go to sit to chew on things. So we'll get a new motor for that because it does look fantastic going around and around while the train travels around the city. I love that. I love all the movement. So we've covered the water, we've covered the tram, we've talked about the elevated track. I guess the last thing to do is kind of go over the buildings. So we're going to do this kind of quick. We don't have a lot going on with buildings right now. A lot of what you see is just to have some buildings in the city. I don't have a 100% plan in place, but I know I'm not really going to bring much of the official Lego modulars back. I do have the boutique hotel because I think it would look amazing if we pumped it up with at least 1 or 2 more sets. Same with the police station. We could really do that as well because I want to get some more buildings in the skyline like the Daily Bugle. I think adding between the movement and the height really adds a lot of depth to the city and makes it look a little bit more exciting for being on the smaller scale. I just have this row of buildings in here, and I do love the diner because the colors are just so bright and edgy like the rest of the builds in this row. So I thought that one could stay as well. If we go around, you'll see we have a lot of Mills plates in place to hopefully get the train set down. I do need to make all of these into Mills plates, so we have plenty of supplies to do that. I did add this train station to 2 Mills plates. I don't have it built into the Mills plate because I didn't want to do that when it used up 2 plates, so we can move it around a little bit easier. I will add some jumper plates to connect it, and we'll sort of detail around it. We'll ballast this with the gravel and the wood ties, and maybe add the Disney engine, steam engine part to just as like an exhibit or a showpiece kind of thing, just for a little fun there. And then, okay, lots of little spaces. You'll see there's lots of little spaces tucked in everywhere, and we're really gonna have fun with these types of sets this coming year and seeing how we can add some of the smaller builds, pump them up with our own bricks and turn them into kind of mini mocks to add into lots of little areas like that, because this is definitely much more of a puzzle piece kind of city, since we're not using just sort of a straight grid. We have a lot of turns with the train track, and we have some sort of off sizes with the water. It's going to require us to think outside the box a little and find fun ways to use random little spaces. So I think those arcade pods from the Lego Artisan, those market stalls that you saw earlier, will be a fantastic addition to get that incorporated. And we do have some hints of roads, as you can see, and they'll go off out of the city, and they'll go down that way as well. I'm not sure if this will be a road or not. It may just be a walkway and just keep a hint of a road. But guys, I think that covers it. The majority of the time we spent this past week or so was on the water and the trains. And as you can see, we've got some train track going down around the table. So we are definitely going to have a video coming out on that very shortly. I have a mess of train track right there from the Crocodile train purchase that we opened up yesterday. They sent along a ton of train track with them. And I'll just back up for a minute so you guys can get kind of a sneak peek of what's below. I've got to get down there with some of the switch track and connect a couple of the lines. But I think for now it's looking pretty good. So guys, stay safe, happy building. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next update.